So I just watched the new vampire movie on Netflix, Day Shift, and I'm here to tell you if it's worth sinking your teeth into. No, come on, that was a good one! What's going on, guys? I'm Sully Streams, and today we're talking about the new movie streaming on Netflix, Day Shift. And all you have to know about this one is that it stars Jamie Foxx, who moonlights as a pool cleaner, but he actually makes his living hunting and killing vampires for money. And there's also this little subset department of the government that employs all of these vampire hunters and are well aware that these monsters are walking around among us. So this is an interesting one, because on the surface, it looks like Netflix should clearly have another bomb on their hands here. And I don't blame anyone for thinking that. The vampire genre has just been kind of beaten into submission over recent years, so I didn't have much faith for this one going into it. But I was kind of wrong. This movie just does a lot of the little things right, which helps it elevate itself past the more generic and lazy entries in the genre. Just the way the action shot, how they didn't use tons of CGI, and all that little bit of extra world building they do goes a long way. Like how they included a black market that deals with vampire-related wares, or that they gave us different types of vampires within the hierarchy. Honestly, it kind of reminded me of the zombie shooter game Left 4 Dead, if you guys ever played that one. One thing that made that game so cool were all the different, distinct types of zombies, and finding out what made them all unique. But there being this whole underworld that thrives off vampire killing and adds a little bit of a backbone to this mythos gets you so much more invested in the story. It's like the rules of survival in Zombieland or the hotel backstory in John Wick. It adds that little bit of lasting flavor that makes you care so much more about this world. And I am not asking for this, but I think I could see Netflix turning this into the F word. Franchise. I could see them exploring some more movies that deal with some of the vampires we didn't see that much in this film. Jamie Foxx kind of just plays himself in this one, but it works well for the role, so whatever. He just plays some regular cool guy out there killing vamps trying to provide for his family. At the beginning of the movie, he has to start bringing around Dave Franco to all of his hunts with him, and their interactions are funny and satisfying enough, but they probably make Dave Franco a little bit too pathetic as the comic relief, like more pathetic and sensitive than people really are in real life. But like I said, all of their interactions are satisfying enough. Obviously loved anytime Snoop Dogg was on screen here. I know I just said Jamie Foxx pretty much played himself in this movie. Snoop Dogg actually just played himself in this movie. I doubt he even knew there was a script. The actresses that played Jamie Foxx's wife and daughter were fine, but if it were up to me, I actually would have scrapped those characters completely. Like, I know they're there to raise the stakes and give him more of a purpose, but this isn't really the type of movie for a big emotional payoff, so I would have rather just doubled down on his big-time vampire antics. The villain in this one's a little forgettable too. It didn't detract from my enjoyment, but just don't expect some kind of Hans Gruber performance in this movie. The action in this one surprised me. The first 10 minutes of this movie is one of the most high-octane, insane sequences I've seen in a movie this year. The camera never cuts away from the money shot, and it's always filmed in a pretty interesting way. What makes all this stuff so satisfying is they treat the vampires in this one as just like these unkillable rag dolls until you hit them in the heart. You can snap their neck like 1,000 times, but they're still getting back up and coming at your throat. So our characters have to get pretty creative when killing the vampires, which always ends up in some kind of satisfying bloody sequence. I also read that all the vampires are played by real-life contortionists, so again, a little bit of added detail that really has a big payoff. I think the critics were too harsh on this one. Like, not everything has to be Oscar-winning high art. You knew exactly what you were getting yourself into with this one from the jump. You've got this gross, big, juicy double cheeseburger in front of you with this one. If you sat down expecting caviar, that's kind of on you. This one is a popcorn movie through and through, and it's never trying to trick you into thinking it's anything other than that. Like, yeah, it's dumb, generic, and over the top, so let's keep that in check here. But I had a lot of fun watching it, and this is definitely the type of content Netflix should be putting out every week to hold us over from their big, heavy franchises. Day Shift gets a Sully score of 3 stars. So that's my review of Day Shift. Let me know in the comments below if you're gonna go check this one out or if you've already seen it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys at the next video.